Kind of cool. Right. Let's get into the juicy bit. What are we getting? Patch notes, baby. Okay, so these are the patch notes for next split, okay? So next split, we're going to be seeing these changes. So let's see who's getting absolutely ruined, and then let's see who's actually getting some good changes. So straight in with the patch notes. Balance updates, care package, first set of care packages, care package weapons removed. And then it's going to be... Oh. So we are no longer going to see red guns in the first set of care packages. You are going to be either getting a gold 301, RE, Mastiff Devotion, or 3030. That is a cool change, and I like that. So the first set of care packages, so there's normally 2, isn't there? 2 will come down, and we are not going to see the red weapons, which is actually a very good idea. Second and third set will be unchanged, so that's cool. I actually like that idea. I think this is a very good idea. Let's look at next one. We got weapon spawn rate. Assault rifles and marksman rifle spawn rate are normalized per zone. So normalizing per zone should smooth out the looting process and ammo economy across the map when it comes to weapon variety. Excluding the 30-30 had a higher spawn chance than the triple take in the higher zones. They will now have the same spawn rate chance in a high tier zone. Okay, so that's just a case of making it normalized over every single place. I mean, I feel like that kind of makes sense anyway, so I don't mind that at all. I think that's a cool idea. So we got 2 good ideas at the front already. Moving into weapons. Okay, so then we're going to look into here the car. So the car ADS vertical recoil has been slightly increased. That's not too bad. Apparently that was already actually in the patch notes, so that's something that none of us probably knew about, but hey ho. The EVA 8, now the EVA 8's been very strong, but a lot of us don't actually like it. Personally, like myself, I am not a massive fan of the EVA 8. It is a very strong weapon, but I just don't like it. So let's see whether this has changed. So blast pattern has been tightened. That's a buff. Initial projectile size has been increased. That's a buff. Improved handling. That's a buff. Reduce ammo reserve to 64. Okay, so from what we can see here, they have buffed the EVA, and that is going to be a lot stronger. Hence why they've given it less ammo. The Kraber will still be on the floor, Rocky. It's just a case of it's after the second and third zone you'll be able to get Krabers. Yeah, so this is very, very interesting. We're satisfied with how the EVA is performing in close quarter combat, but it falls a bit short just outside the barrel. We've made improvements, yeah. So it's basically going to be good at about mid-tier range now. The EVA rate is going to be very naughty. I think that is a gun that's now no longer going to be slept on. The Rampage, energized time slightly reduced to match better animation. Okay, so the Rampage will... slightly misaligned with the buff kicking in, resulting in unintentional interruptions as it was about to finish, and the adjustment tightens it all up. Okay, so that's just a case of when it's on the when it's got the boost in it, thermited up. So that's just a change, nothing too crazy. I saw this already on Twitter that the care package is changing the wingman. So the wingman's getting a nerf again. So it's going to be a case of it's going to have 72 bullets now, which I think once again is fair. The wingman's very, very strong. You can no longer equip the digital threat on it. That was already the thing. The optic is no longer locked and can be replaced. So there we go. So we're no longer going to be allowed to actually use things like no sight. We're going to be able to use like bruisers, things like that, 1 to 2 sights on there. So wingman is going to obviously have now the option to mix it up. I think that was a good change. It's good that it's not allowed the digi threat, so I like that. We're going down into ballistic now. I saw ballistic on Twitter again. So ballistic has been changed. So the ammo vision, which was a shite fucking perk, which was given to ballistic, has now been removed. So that's cool. And then lasting bullet is going to move into level 2. So now you've actually got a good choice here with ballistic. So I think that's actually a very much a go-to option now. And then we've got a new whistler, speedy whistler, which with successful hits with the tactical gives a 2-second speed burst. Now this is going to be very good. So that's going to give him that little speed boost, which is just going to keep him moving nicely. 2 seconds extra burst is nice. And it's a lasting bullet in level 2. That's going to make ballistic go up a few tiers in the whole upgrade scene. I like to see how this one's going to pan out. I think that one's going to be a nice little change. Bangalore, Now, I did think we might see Bangalore get a little bit of a few changes, but let's just have a look to see what's actually changed. So the Bangalore Rolling Thunder has been, the cooldown's been increased to 4.5. Not surprised by that in the slightest, because in the upgrades I mentioned in the video I made, I mentioned that the fucking upgrades for Bangalore is so good. So I'm not surprised that that has now been increased. So yeah, a bit savage, but who knows what else we got to change. Smoke launcher cooldown's been increased to 35 seconds. No longer deals damage. That's kind of mad. Smoke duration decreases to 11 seconds. Was 18. Smooth particles now. Damn. Bangalore's getting fucked. Shit. Okay, let's see what the upgrades are saying. Big Bang's been removed. New tactical cooldown. So reduces the tactical cooldown by 5 seconds. Okay, that's not a bad one. But at the end of the day, as we can see, it's been increased. So, and then upgrade. So cover me auto ping is no longer tracks the players who trigger double time. Oh, auto ping no longer tracks the players who trigger double time. Interesting. Okay. And refuge heal has been increased. So that needed to be changed, because refuge was a bit shit. I can't lie. That was not a very good change. It wasn't a very good upgrade. So you'd always take auto ping. So it sounds like to me, is it a case of whether they just shoot you now? So Bangalore smoke has a dominance for a while now. We thought about reducing the smoke, but keeping 2 with a shorter lifetime encourage more plays with the smoke than longer plays in the smoke. And then a tactical cooldown in place of the ultimate cooldown promotes a more meaningful, okay. And the cover me tracking potential was doing more work than intended, especially through the smoke. So we dialed it in, this one, to point it in the right direction rather. Okay, so they have very much nerfed Bangalore. So Bangalore mains are not going to be happy, because at the end of the day, we've got a nerf to the ultimate. You're going to have to wait an extra 4.8, I'm assuming that's 5 minutes. So that's not ideal at all. So that 4.5 minutes is a long time. We've also got a case of the smoke has been increased. That's also a nerf. And then we go into here. Big Bang was very good. That was the one that took a minute off of your ultimate. So now you're not going to have that. And then, of course, you're going to have a change to that. So, I mean, you will get your smokes back a little quicker, but they're not going to last as long. And also, auto ping, which has been really good, has been nerfed as well. So, Bangalore meta might be changed next season. Shit. I mean, next split, sorry. Bloodhound upgrades. Odin Glare moved to level 2. So, that's the one that out-aligned it. That they've just swapped those 2 around. So, that's not a nerf in any way. I mean, to be honest, that's fair. It's nothing too bad. It just means you get your scans later on. So, that's cool. Caustic damage. Gas damage is now increased to like 1 tick. So down players still only receive 5 ticks. So gas damage increased by 1 tick. So that means more damage. What? Gas damage now increases by 1 tick. So was 556 interesting? So it's gonna be. Okay, so that doesn't actually sound as bad as it. To me, that sounds like it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, to me, that doesn't sound actually bad, because it used to be 5, 5, 6, 6. Now increases by 1 tick, by 1 each. Yeah, so it must start at 1 and then go up. So that's a nerf for Caustic. Gas slow effect only applies on the first 2 ticks. That's a nerf. Upgrades, right. Particle diffuser has been moved to level 3. Okay, so that's the ultimate one. Is that the ultimate one? Yeah, it is, isn't it? That one's been moved, and then I'm pretty sure that's right. And then residential toxin has been moved to level 2. So they've just rotated those 2. I'm just gonna double check that. Yeah, so yeah, Particle Diffuser is the one for the ultimate. That's been moved to level 3. And Residential one, Nox Vision persists for longer. Okay, so they're making you choose between either vision or throwing your barrels for longer. So they've actually got a harder decision now to make. So that's quite interesting. So I think most people will probably take the vision, but I could be wrong. Conduit. So cooldown increased to 31 seconds. That's another nerf. Regen interruption delay increased to 2 seconds. Was 1. Interesting. So, yes, Revenant has had the best friend, Conduit. What are we looking at? We're looking at the patch notes for Season 20 Split 2. So these are all the changes that are coming in next split, so next Tuesday. So, yeah, so Conduit is going to be nerfed again. So, yes, because she's obviously been pairing up with Revenant this season, as obviously they've mentioned here. She's going to be getting a little nerf. So, yeah. The Conduit is going to get an increase on her cooldown to 31 seconds now. Damn. So that's going to be bad. And then, yeah, regen interruption delays. Yeah, by 2. Yeah, so that's going to be enough. Fuse. Upgrade. Reckless explosion to 50. I've seen this has been changed. So Fuse has got not a buff, but it's an upgrade increase. Lifeline. Tactical cooldown's been removed. So there used to be a cooldown on there. And it's a new cooldown, so it's 25 seconds, making the cooldown time equal to its deployment duration, so you always have a dock. So from what I can see there, Lifeline's just been given a buff, because if you cool down your dock, then it means a case of you now got to pick between either the dock or the 20% faster reses. And of course, that dock, what by itself, that means if I use the dock, then by the time that runs out, I can put another dock down. So you actually have endless docks, which is actually very strong. Interesting to see how that works out with zones. Ultimate, level 3. Gift wrap has been removed. So no longer you're going to be getting care packages with red guns in. And then they're changing it now, so you get a next spawns gold gear. Okay. And then you get an Evo crate, you get gold knockdown or gold backpack. That's good. And also contains, it's basically a very kitted out, and the mobile res is a good one as well, a very kitted out Lifeline pack. So no longer are we going to see Krabers getting picked up. You know, it's going to be a case of now we're going to see a lot less of those top tier guns. So that's a nerf, but also kind of like a buff in a way for Lifeline. Octane. My good friend Lana will be happy about this. I mean, I don't think anyone really takes the explosive damage, but you can now get 50% reduced. Pathfinder, Zipline Zen, increased damage, reduction damage by 50% to 50%, sorry, rather than 25. So that's a buff. Pathfinder's had a little increase. Revenant, I know Revenant's been fucked from what I can see. Yeah, this is next Tuesday. This is coming in. Next Tuesday, you'll be seeing these changes. Forge of the Shadow, so Nox no longer refresh the tactical during ultimate, so that's a nerf. Tactical cooldown is no longer shorter than the ultimate. That's a nerf. And also ultimate cooldown increased by 60 seconds. They are hard nerfing Revenant. Agile Assassin's been removed, which I quite liked. Agile Assassin was the one where you could jump quicker. Tactical cooldown has been moved to level 3, so if you want those 5 seconds off, you've got to take it at level 3. And then they got a new one, ultimate cooldown, reduce your ultimate cooldown by 30 seconds. Oh, Revenant's been fucked. Revenant has been absolutely fucked. So you've got a more increased ultimate, and then the only way you're going to get it down is by using the ultimate cooldown in level 2. And then of course you're going to get a attack cooldown in level 3. And then you're also not going to be able to get the knock refresh if you're in your ultimate. Oh, that's savage. Yeah, we ain't going to see much Revenant or Conduits next split. Seer, focus on the attention, decrease activation to 1.2 was okay. So Seer's had a little buff. Upgrades, so Artist Reach has been moved to level 2. So let's just go refresh my memory on that one. So Artist View is the one that throws your ultimate 20 meters further. And then Long View has been moved to level 3. So the 25 meters on the passive and the attack range is a level 3 item, and artist throw is now in level 2. So that, in my opinion, is actually a nerf, because the fact of the matter is you really wanted to take the tactical range with the 1.5 second scan, so that is a nerf. Racing Heart's been removed and now integrated into the base tactical. Ooh, that's good, but that's a buff. And then they got a new one, new ultimate cooldown reduced by 30 seconds in level 2. So that's good that they've added that to his passive. That's nice, that the fact that he's going to get faster movement while using his passive. Just in general, that should have been a thing anyway. But yeah, that's a slight nerf to actually Seer, in my opinion, because the available upgrades before, I think, were better. We've got a little switch around here with Wraith, so this is going to affect me. Tactical cooldown has been moved to level 3, and ultimate cooldown has been moved to level 2. So they have made it so now you're no longer going to be able to get the attack cooldown and the fast phase. You're going to obviously have to pick between now the, say, straight away now I can see already. Yeah, so I would still take fast phase personally, but yeah, those ones that's a slight nerf essentially. So that's all the legend changes. So straight away, if I just said off the top of my head, you're going to see a buff for Ballistic. You're going to see a massive nerf for Bangalore. You're going to see a no change to Bloodhound. That's nothing bad at all. Caustic nerf. Conduit nerf. Fuse, not really a buff, but it's something. Lifeline, kind of a buff, but kind of a nerf, kind of neutral. Octane, technically a buff, but it's not actually anything decent. Pathfinder actually is a buff, but I still probably won't take that one. Revenant is a nerf, a hard nerf. Seer is like a balance change. And Wraith is technically a nerf. So those are the changes that we're seeing with the legends. Now let's have a look at the map rotation. So map rotations for pubs, we're going to see Stormpoint, Olympus, and Broken Moon. For ranked, we're going to see Stormpoint, Olympus, and World's Edge. So they're keeping the better maps for ranked. I think this is kind of a smart idea. Personally, I would have liked to have seen KC back in there. Rather than Stormpoint, I would have liked to have seen King's Canyon. Stick to the smaller maps for pubs, why not? Mixtape, they're just mixing around the maps here. So for Barometer, Production Yard and Thunderdome, Gun Run, Monument, Skull Town, Thunderdome, and then TDM, Monument, Thunderdome, and Zeus Station, little change. And then, of course, we got the new game modes. We've got Lockdown coming in, which is the one I've explained already, which is basically a little bit like if you ever played Checkpoint on Call of Duty. It's a little bit like that from what I can see. Free Strike update. Ooh. Does that mean Free Strike's going to be back? Revive time reduced to 2 seconds. They've made changes to Free Strikes. So we are going to definitely see Free Strikes back. So they've made it a little different now. So revive time is going to be 2 seconds, so a little bit longer. And also, you're only going to come back with 100 HP. New minimum guaranteed loot system. Ensure you respawn with a competitive version of your loadout. That's a good idea. So yeah, Free Strikes looks interesting. I like the look of that. Let's have a look now next. This is Mixtape. Players respawning on a mobile beacon. Not too interesting. Kill replay now show hit markers. That's cool. Rounding plays now show the killer's banner. That's a good idea. New map, Monument. Cool, we've got a new map. So Monument is now going to be in the TDM, Gun Run, and Lockdown. World system, Evo Harvester, change sound effects that plays for both players. Cool. Remove problematic respawn locations on Stormpoint near the edge of the maps. So just fixed a few things. Evo awards changed for spawning and reviving teammates to prevent exportation. Cool, that's a good idea. Changed for scanning ring consoles to prevent excessive Evo gain. Ooh, so have they made that so now if you're scanning ring consoles, you're not going to be able to do it as often? If that's what I'm reading. They've done something there. Interesting. Wild Rifle would be so like prowlers, spiders, and all that. And obviously, will now respect the rules of the ring, and they will take a previous ring and be. Hey, yo, okay. So we're no longer gonna get freaking killed by Wildfly in fucking zone. fucking good fucking idea that was. Bug fixes. So we got, yeah, just resolution decrease. Oh, okay. Scaling no longer incorrectly decreases resolution, which could... Oh, so we got a little change here to the 120 FPS, so that's good to see. So that could potentially mean we're going to have more crystal clear vision. That'd be good. Kill replay, they fixed the issues on that. It's not too interesting. Mirage Heirloom correctly shows its name in the kill feed, okay. Majority of these are not massively great, I don't think. I think they're just normal stuff, like no longer lower on the loot quality. Ranked placements now appear consistently after players. Oh, that's good. Resolved players' performances hitches are okay. Ones are uninterrupted. Okay, so that, yeah, they're just changes. Legends. We've got ballistic no longer generates ammo when swapping weapons. That needed doing. That was a fucking easy thing they could have done. People were doing it all the time. Lock on will be more reliable with close combat. Ooh. Okay, so that's a good. Ballistic mains are going to be happy about that. Crypto resolve drone being destroyed by EMP by invisible players in the firing range. Oh. Okay, so that's not too interesting. Quality of life, ammo loaded into extended. The rest of these, they're nothing too major. It's all just little different things. Jump master selection updated to make it less likely that you're the jump master if you're under level 5 or if you were the jump master last match. Ooh. Reduce FPS stuttering. Thank you. Reactive now appears at the top of the list and has shimmers around it. Okay, interesting. Reactives, and that the armor, if they moved where that's going to spawn, that might throw a lot of people off. I'm pretty sure that's what they're saying. I think that's they've moved the armors. Okay, I mean, overall, I'm quite excited about these changes. I think they're actually pretty good. Like, overall, we've actually got some decent things. So the new game mode looks cool. So it sounds like a checkpoint, which is good. The new heirloom is no dope. It's cool, but it's going to be fucking expensive. The changes, like the skin events, they look kind of cool. But the upgrade channel balances, I actually really like. I think they're really good. I think that is going to be pretty fair. And it's not going to be too overpowering. I think they've made some good decisions here. Obviously, like I say, I don't think we're going to see many revenants. I think Bangalore is definitely going to have an effect. Conduit as well. Yeah, a lot of changes coming. So yeah, guys, look forward to seeing that next Tuesday. So yeah, that's going to be fucking buzzing. All right, nice. Okay, cool. All right, I'm happy with that. I'm happy. I'm very happy.